less attitude.
I have attitude. You the one that literally wouldn't clap slate when I start counting.
Monet, you're in Iceland.
I am.
Ice like your heart.
I'm in Iceland. So really quick before I start the podcast. So the reason why I'm here in Iceland right now, people I posted a thing about me at the bath thing. They're like, why are you in Iceland? Why Iceland? So I won this as a prize on RuPaul Drag Race All Stars 4 in 2018. The week after I won this prize on TV, the airline that World of Wonder got us, Wow Airlines, folded. The company went bankrupt.
Drag her.
So I didn't have a way to get there. And then I was busy with work and stuff. Naomi redeemed her. It was the makeover challenge. Naomi redeemed hers. And I'm just redeeming mine. But the company Pink Iceland, who shout out to Pink Iceland, they're a queer travel situation here in Iceland. If you are queer and you want to travel to, not even queer, anyone. If you want to travel to Iceland, Pink Iceland is your girls. They're everything. And they've been taking care of me the entire time. They pay for my accommodation.
They're not paying us. They're not paying us.
Nigga, you mind your business. Anyway, you want to go to Iceland.
You get your little side check. Get your side checks over on your Instagram page.
Hit up Pink Iceland. They're queer. And everyone who works there is queer. They're gay as fuck. And they are amazing. I've done everything there is to do in Iceland. And it's been seamless, beautiful, amazing. So shout out to Birna and Ava. They're everything.
Why are you dragging me into your brand deals? Just dragging me along with your little brand deals. This is wild. Why are you so tired? If you get all your travel done for you, why are you so tired?
I'm just tired. I've been out all day doing adventurous stuff. And I just came from the gay bar. I was drinking. Bob, I think I've reached an age where I'm because I had a little too much, I think I was a little overserved. And I was dozing off a little bit at the drag show. Not because the drag show was bad. It was a very good show. I was just a little tipsy. But now I'm coming down.
Well, then it's going to be exciting. This is going to be probably one of the most exciting episodes of every RuGirl because Monet is going to be 100% honest today because she got a little bit of that juice in her honey. She got a little bit of that gender fluid in her honey. So let's go on
That's
without
funny.
further.
That's funny. She got a little gender fluid. That's funny. You look very jazzy. Why do you look so jazzy?
Well, I just dressed nice to go out today, and then I just put this outfit back on. I was in bed, not wearing. I was in my bed in my underwear, and then I just got dressed and put this back on.
You and Jacob were in the bed in your underwear together?
Jacob was actually more dressed than I was. Jacob was not wearing a shirt, but he was wearing some shorts, and I was in my underwear.
Did you and Jacob hook up today?
We did hook up today, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you and Pixie hook up today?
Say it again?
Did you and Pixie hook up today?
We did not.
Oh, that's okay. There's always tomorrow.
I leave tomorrow.
Maybe Pink Ice can help you get a.
Pink Ice.
Maybe they can find you a hooker.
Why do you hate queer?
Can...
Why do you hate queer businesses? Let me tell you something about Bob the Drag Queen. Bob the Drag Queen, if it's not his queer business, he don't want to see it succeed.
Literally.
I know. It's very clear how you behave.
Yeah, whatever.
Speaks volumes about your character and who you are.
I'm known for hating queer businesses. Everyone knows it about me.
Mm-hmm. Harlem
Hookup. Pink Iceland.
Monet Exchange LLC.
Pink Iceland can go, to hell. Monet's like, don't fuck up my brand deals, bitch. No, but I don't have any thoughts about Pink Iceland. So without further ado, let's hop back in with Miss Cuckoo herself.
Part 7. This is.
Is it 7?
Yeah, this is 7. Last one was 6.
I was accosted last night. Not accosted. That's a huge over-exaggeration. I ran into Tsunami.
Surprise. Bob the Drag Queen. Surprise. Bob the Drag Queen was over-exaggerating. Surprise to no one listening to this.
I ran into Tsunami and
her name is Tsunami.
And Candy Muse last night.
Her name is Tsunami.
I just remember her saying, to me, it's not like she was saying Tsunami. So I just...
It was her accent. Not even her accent. This is rich. Anyway, Tsunami.
It doesn't sound like she said Tsunami. Did you hear her say Tsunami? Because I was hearing Tsunami, then I saw X written down.
I was hearing Tsunami.
And Candy Muse at $3 bill last night.
I saw that. So I'm a loyal drag the Bob Queen. Bob the Drag Queen follower. I saw your story.
But you were twisted, girl. You had them Tito's. What you had? You were there drinking
I'm
some.
Twisted.
You just said I was overserved and falling asleep at a show, and now you're as sober as they've ever come.
Well, I'm not just falling asleep. I said I dozed off.
Nodding off.
I nodded.
Monet said the show was so fucking. By the way, just so y'all know, Monet has actually been sober for 5 years. That's the excuse she uses to lie to you all. Monet thinks your show is shit. Monet thinks your show is boring. Monet is trying to do damage control right now. What Monet is doing is she's gonna say, people saw me sleeping at the show. I'm gonna say, ooh, I was overserved. Blame it on the bartender. Monet didn't like your show. So all those queens from Iceland, she hated your show and she was
All
falling
those
asleep.
queens.
So
There
it
was one
boring.
queen. She was actually very fucking funny. And if you are in
How would you know? You were sleeping.
I was not sleeping. I dozed off one time for like a second. I was literally like, I was enjoying the show, and then I was just like, and I caught myself. I was like, oh shit. And then I got a glass of water, and I was good.
You were shit-faced and asleep, and now you're doing a full review of the show?
If you have a chance to go see the Dragon Iceland, go to Kiki's. Faye is fucking hilarious. She's a queen from Portland. She's lived in Iceland for 25 years. I'm like, honestly,
Big shout out to probably one of the most famous Icelandic queens who passed away this year, Heklina. Shout out to Heklina.
That was this year?
Yeah, this year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Time. What is time?
Shout out Heklina, y'all. R.I.P. Heck. R.I.P. Hecky.
Heklina is not a RuPaul Drag Race queen.
She's dead.
Okay. I don't mean like that, but I'm like,
how you want me to talk about you when you die, huh?
I don't.
You talking about this other Icelandic queen from Portland? She not from Drag Race. You stopped the show to talk about how shitty her show was. You stopped the whole podcast. Talk about how horrible her show, how boring, how you were falling asleep.
I did not say any of those things. Please stop.
You said go to this bar. They will overserve you. They're irresponsible pours, and the show's boring.
I did not say any of that. Oh my God, you're a bad person. Anyway, yes, rip Heklina. I used to love Heklina. She was fierce.
She is not a Drag Race girl. Stop talking.
But you know who is a Drag Race girl from season?
Wait. The point of me bringing up Candy was like, when are y'all gonna be? She was like, this is crazy. How are y'all this many episodes in? You're only on season 8. This is wild. She's like, y'all need to pick up the pace.
Did you tell her the episode when you literally would not let us because and
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what of it? She was there. She heard it.
Does Candy listen to our podcast?
She says she does. She says she's a pretty avid listener. I mean, she knew what episode we were on, bitch. She knew what season we were on before I knew.
No, Jacob, that's a terrible idea.
And yeah, I mean, you know, Candy. Jacob said he wants to Candy come back. No, we'll get to Candy. But also, Candy looked really cute with her little mustache last night. I was like, ooh, let me try now. When
Candy has a big ass dick.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Okay, she's literally posted it on her Twitter. I'm not breaking news. Candy has posted
All I said was Jesus Christ. All I said was Jesus Christ. That's all I said.
Do you disagree? Does Candy have a big dick or not?
I haven't seen it compared to other things, but I'm not talking about Candy's dick. All I'm saying was Candy looked cute with her mustache.
Well, I'm asking you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm asking you. Does Candy have a bigger dick or no?
I'm not interested in engaging in the conversation about how big Candy's dick is. I just don't want to. I don't want to talk about how big Candy Muse's dick is. But I will say that. Then I'm not stopping you from saying it. All I'm saying is Candy Muse looked really cute with her mustache last night. That's all I was saying.
You are so messy. You are
you did get overserved.
You are so messy today.
I'm messy?
You are so messy.
Because I said Candy Muse was cute with her mustache, and I'm messy.
Okay, where was the conversation going?
I was talking about how Candy Muse was saying, wow, we have not gone very far. And then as a side note, I just said, Candy Muse looked really cute with her mustache. That's literally all I said. It wasn't a tangent. It wasn't some sneaky way to talk about Candy's big fat dick. This wasn't me trying to craft some sneaky way to talk about Candy's penis, Monet. I just wanted to get big up Candy and her little mustache.
Oh, because
I know
she's Candy's big up enough. She's big enough. Okay.
Because I know when you are a Drag Race girl who grows a mustache in life, when you get a chance to grow one, you be feeling your fantasy.
Oh, bitch, you cannot tell me. I am so much cuter with facial hair. I sacrifice my cuteness for drag. Like I sacrifice my cuteness for drag.
You look very beautiful without facial hair.
But I think I'm way cuter with facial hair. Can y'all comment below? Am I cuter with or without facial hair?
Yeah, drag Monet in the comments. Monet said, drag me in the comments.
I don't care.
Drag me. Tell me how busted I be looking. I mean, I do prefer the way I look with a beard.
Right.
But I'm just so used to seeing myself without a beard. Also, by the way, y'all, this is I know we've mentioned this podcast before, but this is literally when I tell y'all this is all the eyebrows I can grow. This is crazy for me. This is bushy Anna. This is I feel like Eugene Levy right now. with these, let me get closer, y'all can get
Wait, I know.
You can admit this is the most eyebrows you've seen me with in a very long time.
Girl, I am gagged. Bitch, in my eyes, you got two tarantulas crawling on your forehead.
Girl, and the funny thing is, when I a couple of Christmas ago, when I had the hairpiece and the beard, everyone was like, "I can't wait for the eyebrows to grow in." I was like, "Girl, this is it." What you mean can't wait, bitch? This is
God, I
it.
remember your hairpiece and your beard. You were really giving it. You were giving it to the girls. The hairpiece and the facial hair.
Umbaku. All right, we got to get started.
We got to get started. Oh my God.
The cuckoo herself. I think Cynthia Lee Fontaine, who was the Miss Congeniality she's from Puerto Rico. She lives in Austin, Texas. And I think she might be actually one of the literally, genuinely nicest people I've ever met in my life. And I mean genuinely nice. Not like in ain't no fake shit.
Yeah.
It's real. Cynthia Lee Fontaine is genuinely just a
also,
lovely.
Cynthia loves Twitter. Cynthia will comment on your Twitter and start with, and she will. Cynthia had beef with Charlie XCX recently. Do you remember this?
What?
Cynthia Lee had beef, like Charlie XCX something, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine. She's like, oh, if anyone's politicians, housewives, Cynthia Lee will pop off on you on Twitter and be like, Mr. Morris, I cannot believe you stupid. I don't like the way you do this, and it is not. Cynthia Lee will get you she will gather you on Twitter.
Well, didn't Charlie XCX have a thing with Aquaria?
Charlie XCX said, I choose to comment not on another person's review, but on my experience of Kim Jacob as an artist whom I've collaborated with many times. Artists are so much more than singular albums. Great artists generate culture and conversations and transcend music. I am giving my thoughts. Cynthia said, don't you dare try to teach me how artistry works. I'm aware how it works, but the music business and culture interaction derives not just only on comments between colleagues, but also your own criteria, point of view, and personal experience. Do better, ignorant.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, Cynthia,
this is not the cuckoo I know.
I have seen so many of Cynthia's fights on Twitter, and every time I watch the entire thread because Cynthia oh baby, it don't stop at one comment. Cynthia is making a chain, and each one is even more egregious than the last. I live. It started because Charlie made comments on Kim Petras' new album without listening to it. So Cynthia was like, baby, like, what are you doing? It was great. I love Cynthia. So Charlie XX said that, and Cynthia said...
What was the comment? What did she say?
Cynthia said, so, haven't heard it yet? And she decided to make a comment based on someone's review? Cringe.
Yeah, I tried to use the setting mic, but I'm so used to the handheld mic now that this feels more comfortable to me. I really try. I'm back to everyone kept making fun of me, so I look like an on-location reporter.
Shit. When someone said that, I couldn't unsee it. It looked like you were reporting for Channel 9 Now.
Then I got subconscious and I went back to the stand, but it was like, I don't know. I'm just used to this now. But Cynthia Lee Fontaine had a battle with cancer, and she also had a hip replacement. Double hip replacement very recently too. And that's one of those moments, y'all. And Cynthia's one of the girls who one of the comeback queens.
Yeah, I love. She came back on. She was on season 8. She also came back on season 9. When you first met Cynthia, did you love her? Do you think she was wild?
Immediately, I loved her. Immediately, without a shadow of a doubt. Like I was like, I love this queen. She's so lovely, so sweet, so kind, so genuine. Shout out to Cynthia Lee Fontaine from Austin, Texas. I love you, girl.
Her cuckoo.
Love. Yeah, she really loves to talk about her ass. The cuckoo. I think the cuckoo is. Cuckoo, I guess it's like, I don't know if it's Puerto Rican slang for ass or if this is like just like a thing she came up with. But baby, she will talk about that cuckoo, honey.
I've hooked up with a lot of Puerto Ricans. I've never ever once heard them say anything about a cuckoo.
Can I show you what Jacob does? This shit tickles me. Jacob uses this as chapstick.
What the fuck is that?
It's a giant aquaphor. So Jacob takes this big ass, his tiny ass hand.
I'm so not used to seeing you with all this jewelry, the earrings and the necklace.
I wear earrings all the time.
Yeah, but not these are like really big ones. I never see you with a necklace or chain like that. It looks like I'm not saying it look bad, by the way. I'm not trying to come here. I'm just saying I'm just not used to this. I'm not used to seeing you with like such a look.
Okay, first of all, I wasn't asking you to say I look bad. I wasn't asking your opinion. Let's make that clear. You can make
Anyway,
an observation, but you can't make an opinion about me, bitch.
let's go on to
But
Naisha.
you know, you can't give an opinion about. You can give an opinion about Dax. About Naisha Lopez.
Yeah. Get your fucking queens right before you come for me.
That was the
Naisha
wrong one.
Lopez. So Naisha Lopez, okay. I'm trying to remember your season. She went home before Cynthia, then came back, and then she was the
first
technically
out.
fourth.
Yeah, she was first out, came back, then she was fourth. She was sent home by Layla McQueen to the song Applause.
Right.
She's also Puerto Rican. Her birthday is 2 days before mine and Layla McQueen's. And of course she lives in Chicago. Her biggest
She lives in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's right. She is that's right. She is she's born in
She's
Chicago.
a former Miss Continental.
Yeah, that's her biggest accolade. You know, we have three former Miss Continentals in the Drag Race US world. We have Brooklyn Heights, who is a runner-up of season 11. We have Naisha Lopez, and we have Sasha Colby, who is the winner of season 15.
Yes. And I love
obviously
Naisha Lopez.
America.
Naisha Lopez.
Now there might be some more Miss Continentals in all the other countries. But I don't watch the other ones.
Damn. Y'all, every time Bob says he don't watch the other seasons, y'all ever see that little glimmer in his eye? Like he's so proud. So proud. I don't watch the other
Well, I
seasons.
think everyone would be like, you don't watch. I'm like, there's too many.
It sounds like you're looking down on them, though.
And I don't support queer businesses. Y'all know this.
Naisha Lopez. Naisha Lopez. So let me say this about season 8. So when season 8 happened, obviously my best friend was on the season. When Bob came back, he was still a little cryptic about it. And then when the cast announced, he was like, we all knew, and we all like spoke in the code about it. But anyway, when all the season 8 girls came to New York to do whatever press and everything, Bob brought all of the season 8 girls. Well, not all of them, whoever wanted to come, but it was a good chunk of them. At least like 7 or 8 of them came to me and Miss Cracker's show, and so which included Naisha Lopez, and she was
welcome.
And she was so nice and so sweet, and so Naisha has always been. I've always had a very positive, sweet, loving relationship with Naisha Lopez, and then she used to host the viewing party at Roscoe's. What was it called? What's the name of it?
I don't know.
Is there a name
it's
for
just
it?
It's just Roscoe's Drag Race Review, I guess?
Yeah, she hosted it for a really long time. So she's there every Friday, or whatever day the drag gets come with all the new episodes. And so Naisha Lopez is great, and she has a really hot.
It used to be T-Rex, but then she got the
abs.
the boot.
Yeah,
and then it was Naisha Lopez and Batty Davis.
Love Batty Davis, by the way. And there's another bearded queen, and I'm sorry, her name is escaping me right now, but
I love her. I don't know her name, but I love her.
I love her too. She's great. She's really funny, and she's great.
Yeah. But shout out to Naisha Lopez. Truly stunning, and also low-key looks like Demi Lovato.
I see that. I see that.
Let's go on to one of the most creative queens I think I've ever met, actually.
Wow.
And I think technically the oldest queen for my season.
Technically? What do you mean technically? Like either you are you or what's the technical?
Did I say technically?
Yes.
Did I say technically?
You did. You said technically the oldest queen of my season.
Maybe her and someone else are the same age, but she was born before. I don't know. Or maybe I just said technically randomly. Maybe that's what it was.
The queen of semantics getting upset about a semantic.
That's not what semantics are, but continue.
Yeah, because I know. Okay, sorry, I'm speaking beforehand because I know if we went on this, if we went on this conversation, if I drug it out and I had a rebuttal, it would become a very semantic argument with you, the queen of semantics.
Not you starting an argument and then creating a narrative where I'm arguing you down and yelling at you, literally.
Because we all know you. Everyone watching is listening. We know how you think. We know how you play the game, and you play with the right one.
Monet, you've been overserved, and it's showing. Talk about Acid Betty with your drunk ass.
I'm drunk. Thor is drunk. I'm not drunk.
Were you overserved or are you sober? Which one is it, Monet? I can't tell anymore.
That was a while ago. I am coming down. I'm not drunk.
What time is it?
It's 11:54.
So you said a while ago. What was it? Was it brunch? was the show at noon?
It was at dinner.
Was it a 3 p.m. show?
It was at dusk.
Lying ass. We can, this information all available on the internet. You said she's the queen from Portland, and she's been there 25 years. We can narrow down who it is. We know for a fact in this podcast that you lie. This is well documented. You're lying. Pinky promise. Yeah, your lies are documented, bitch. We know you'll lie.
That's different. I didn't know my camera was on. That's different.
Oh, so if you lie with the cameras off, it's not a lie.
Who knows? You wouldn't know.
But I'm saying we know you lie, and now you're trying to gaslight me. We know you will lie, bitch. So check that. You needed a medium-sized pizza.
Acid Betty was easily. Well, there were two villains. Okay, they try to make it three. Put like three. You, Acid, and Derek. But you weren't a villain. You just had one.
You mean you? I was not a villain on my season.
But if they were saying, people say there are three villains, and they would like to add you as a third one.
People don't say I was a villain. People don't say that.
Bob, you were fighting with Derek Barry.
Okay, Spider-Man's fighting the Green Goblin. Is he a villain?
To someone, to Harry Osborn, Spider-Man is a villain.
Okay, no one says you're the only person saying I was a villain on my season. No one says this. This is not a common sentiment. There is no Bob was a villain discourse on the internet.
Comment below about Bob being a villain on season 8. And can I finish my sentence? I was saying people like to bend the truth and say it's you, but I don't think it's you. I count Acid Betty and Derek as the two villains on this season. Acid Betty and
you are people. Talking about some people say that you're people. You are the people, bitch.
Jacob, out of these queens. Okay, so on April 28th, let me finish. On April 28th, 2021, I posted a poll. Out of these queens, which was the villain of season 8? Cynthia Lee Fontaine, Bob the Drag Queen, Naisha Lopez. Bob the Drag Queen, landslide, 65.1%.
I want to point out, the options were Miss Congeniality, Cynthia Lee Fontaine, Naisha Lopez, who was on 2 or 3 episodes of the show, and Bob the Drag Queen. And
out of them, who was the villain? Can you answer that?
And it was done by fucking the Mo Nation, who we know they will like their leader, they will lie.
Can you answer that?
And the number one comment says, me seeing this list without Derek Barry, Acid Betty. So let me post a poll. In the next episode, we're gonna find the truth. I'm like, who was the villain? Monet, the camera operator, or the girl from craft services?
And we all know it was the camera operator that put the fucking 10 pounds on me. That's the villain of season 10.
But Acid Betty is also incredible. She's really creative. She's so talented.
She is.
She's also a really great video editor, graphics designer, makeup artist. Acid Betty did our visuals for the Sibling Rivalry tour. She does the visuals for Work the World. I don't know if she still does Work the World, but she used to do Work the World back when I was there.
She at least up until I was on Work the World in 2019, she was doing the visuals. I don't know how it stands now. I haven't been on it for a while.
Acid Betty is a true club kid. I
implore y'all to just Google. You can probably Google them. Acid Betty looks before Drag Race. I mean, still post Drag Race, obviously, but yes. But Acid used to do some really funky stuff. She was also one of the queens. I was on Queens of New York. That series with Bunny.
Queens of New York.
Bunny, Peppermint, some other queens. It's great. Acid Betty's great. She also has that unicorn glitter makeup company. So if you want some unicorn glitter, go to her shop and buy it.
Big shout out to Acid Betty. She's really super talented, and I like her a lot.
Girl, your friend.
Okay, we got to talk about probably one of the most controversial and misunderstood and confusing queens in the entire Drag Race lore. Right? Wouldn't you say?
Which is so crazy because on her season, her entrance line and stuff, at the beginning of y'all's season, I really liked her. I had a very high hopes for this queen. And then
Robbie Turner is a conundrum of a queen. So to give you a little bit of rundown, Robbie Turner is from Seattle, Washington. She's allegedly the sister wife of Jinx and Ben de la Creme. Mm-hmm. So the trifecta is Ben, Jinx, and apparently Robbie Turner.
Look at the material. Ben and Jinx are fucking incredible, hilarious, very good at what they do.
And then somewhere after our season, Robbie Turner got on the internet and told a story that did not check out. She pulled a Monet. She just straight up lied, okay? Robbie Turner said that. By the way, Robbie Turner. There was rumors that Robbie Turner would just say stuff. Like we all would compare stories and be like, that doesn't make sense. Like I'm not getting it correct, but like you check in with people and then you hear from their stories once you all compare notes that Robbie Turner had been mugged like 8 times in a year. And you'd be like, she got mugged. Wait, and then you all add up the information.
Can you
Robbie
tell
went.
the Rihanna one?
Yes, Robbie had survived cancer like 4 times. And then one time, to be honest, I can't remember if she told me the story or she told someone else because we were all just sharing these stories. But Robbie Turner told someone that Rihanna's assistant is a Robbie Turner super fan. And then Robbie Turner went to go, they wanted to see a Robbie Turner show. So Robbie Turner went to this tent, like this big room, and the only people in the room were Rihanna, who was wearing nothing but a fur coat. And I mean pussy titties out and a fur coat, which is such an odd detail to add if it's not true. And then the assistant, and then Robbie Turner performing a show for them solo. No one else around. And I'm like, who's running sound? Who drove them there? How did you? What's that? Like this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, girl, that's
Lady.
wild.
And then she got. Then so the big controversy was when she told everyone that she was in an accident. Her Uber driver passed away. And she was like, "Hey," she goes, "I just woke up. I've been in a car accident. I didn't recollect it. I'm not certain what happened. My driver did not survive. I'm home with barely a scratch. But when I was informed of what actually happened, my closest family and friends came to mind. Wear a seatbelt. I did."
Like what? People
And then people started being like
that. I just do like, what is going on? Like, why?
So then people started looking up, being like, "Wait, what?" And then people started being like, "Let me just do some check." And they were like, "No, there were no accidents anywhere between where Robbie lives and the bar she worked at." People were like, "There was no reported deaths from any car accidents." People were like, "Baby, this didn't happen. This just didn't happen." And then she made a follow-up tweet that was like, "I like bumped my head and I hallucinated and it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine." Like she's, and then people were just like, and then she just
disappeared,
vanished. Can you tell us her last Instagram post?
Well, Jacob's doing that.
And allegedly, I don't know how true this is, but allegedly she does car share driving.
Well, my thing is, how has no one seen her? Like of all the queer people, especially in Seattle, or maybe she doesn't live there anymore, how has no one seen her?
Her last post said, oh, no, it was the last post? Anyway, this is the follow-up post. And it says, "Last night on my way home, my Uber was struck by a driver. I had closed my eyes briefly because I was exhausted after a week of shows. Then it happened. No screeching of tires, no gas for my driver, just silence followed by me opening my eyes in an ambulance. I heard she's adding details. I heard the collision for a second, but quickly hit my head and it was over. The driver did not survive upon impact, as I was told. But the driver did not survive upon impact, as I was told. They ran tests on me at the hospital, but outside of my shoulder feeling jammed and my right eye hurting, I only have a bruise.
Right eye.
Grateful that it wasn't worse for me, but very sore and stiff today. Oddly enough, I was looking at this photo shoot I had done with this person before I entered the car, thinking about how many more ideas I would want to like show the world. Wear a seatbelt. I did. It changed what could have been a very different post. Thank you for all the kind notes I have received. Be kind to everyone, even when it's difficult. You have no clue what could happen or what someone else is going through. Hashtag love is my religion.
Oh, I remember hashtags.
What an odd thing, right?
Yeah, very weird. Very weird. I just don't understand. Like, is it for attention? Is it for some type of like simple? I don't know. Like, why?
There's rumors that she's a teacher now. There's rumors that she drives Uber now. But I do know someone who did see her because they lived in her building.
And what? Who?
Girl, this is so messy. But it was like, I can't. It's too much.
Bob, you're not saying who it is.
I know, but if I tell you how they know her, it was a person who knew her and was like, "Girl, she lived in my building, and she's like kind of creepy now. She like doesn't talk, and she like kind of, she's like, I don't know, but I can't remember all the details because the stories are so convoluted. The truth is, I don't remember all the details because it's so convoluted. But they were like, I see her sometimes, and she's still in the fucking building, and she's like living there, and she still lives there. And
I would.
that being said, she's a great roller skater.
Also,
Really
she was
amazing.
good, y'all. Season. I know she went home kind of a little early in the middle of the back. Okay, let's take a break, and I'll finish about Robbie.
And we're black.
She was like funny y'all season, and I really, especially her entrance line, I really enjoyed Robbie. It really sucks that she went out like this.
Can you tell
And,
us the interest line? You keep referencing it. What was it?
I didn't know this was happening today.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Robbie. Robbie, if you happen to be listening to this, can you give Sibling Rivalry the exclusive interview of you coming back? I really wanted to be on Sibling Rivalry when it happens.
Let's talk about
if Sherry Pie can try to come back, Robbie can come back.
Let's talk about my oldest drag friend, truly my oldest drag friend that I still talk to, who still does drag, and that is Miss Thor.
Thorgelin Thor.
Honestly, this is a very interesting cast. Now,
is it very what cast?
Maybe I just a very interesting cast. Maybe I just know so much because this was my season. But Thorgy is truly one of the people who kind of curated and started what is the current Brooklyn drag scene.
I agree with that for sure. For sure.
It was Thorgy, Azrea, Lady Blue, Mocha Light, Misty Meaner, Backspace, Crystal something, Charmaine, a lot of McGriddles, Charmaine Ultra, these like oddball drag kids. And not saying there was an oddball drag before, but like back at what was that fucking bar?
Sugarland.
What was it? Wait, what was it, Ma?
Sugarland.
Sugarland and TNT, which both no longer exist, by the way. But I remember going to see like their shows at Sugarland, and what a different scene. So now different. Brooklyn is. I think there's more queens in Brooklyn or in Manhattan.
According to Megami, that bitch from season 6, everybody got big hair. And Brooklyn Dracula is big hair, big hips, gowns.
She said that about Brooklyn?
Brownsville. Remember? We realized.
I was like, but yeah, the Brooklyn drag scene is really, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do remember like when there was like not that many gay bars in Brooklyn, and Thorgy really was kind of the bridge. Thorgy and Aja. Aja's another one who was I would say Aja, okay. Thorgy, a lot of McGriddles, Lady Blue, Mocha Light, Misty Meaner,
Lady Havoc.
Lady Havoc, Aja.
What's her name?
Mary Cherry.
There's another one. She's on the tip of my tongue. I can't believe I'm forgetting her name.
What she look like? Crystal something?
Not Crystal something. She was a black queen. Miss Jade.
Who I just saw last night. Who I just ran into last night.
I love Miss Jade. Such a great dancer.
Miss Jade, another one. All kind of crafted this like scene in Brooklyn, and it's really interesting now because I wonder how Thorgy feels about like is Brooklyn is Thorgy like I birthed you hoes.
Thorgy Thor with a big pink hat. Thorgy Thor with a big thing. Is that where's that?
Thorgy Thor with a really big hat.
Where am I thinking that from?
Because Thorgy always had this idea for a song she wanted to do called Thorgy Thor in a really big hat.
Thorgy Thor in a really big hat. Which, by the way, Thorgy's promo look. I love. I don't think this gets the like. I love her promo look for your season. It was so good.
No, Thorgy looked great. I like the jacket. I like this like punk kind of vibe she's got going on, or like this rockabilly. I'm not great with fashion references, but it looks kind of like a punky rockabilly type moment. And Thorgy is another one. By the way, Cynthia Lee Fontaine, also an opera singer, and Thorgy is a classical musician as well. The classical musician to drag pipeline, it needs to be studied.
Studied? I think that's a lot.
Needs to be studied. What is up with y'all? Classical performer. Is it because your classical world is so buttoned up and uptight and you get to like go crazy? Is that what it is?
No, I just think that just like music theater people and other people, we're just artists, and we're just finding that because we can't be where we want to be with our instrument, or we just like our art always finds a way to like get out. Like you just need a way to get your art out, and drag was a way that I found that I could like get my art out of me and just not just staying in here. It felt so self-contained, and drag allowed me the vehicle to like bring it out to the world.
But y'all aren't cheesy like the theater folks. Like the theater folks, we're so lame. We're like y'all aren't like you'll do opera every once in a while, but the theater queens, that's their entire personality. I feel like the classical musicians are like, oh, by the way, total random note. I was at Carnegie Hall doing violin this week. Total
Doing
side note.
violin.
No, as a violinist or a flautist or I'm a mezzo soprano randomly. But the theater girlies, it's their whole like it is in every number, in the way they dress, it's the whole they're dressing like Tracy Turnblad at show. It's like it's so lame. No
I think what
shade.
it is
And
that
I'm someone who loves theater, but I don't identify as a theater queen.
I think what it is about classical musicians is that we oftentimes people made fun of us for classical music. Like people made fun of us for going for playing violin, for playing piano, because classical music seems so adult and seems so boring. Whereas a theater is so much showier. Like it was like I can sing. Like it's very that. Whereas ours, we classical musicians had to like conceal, don't feel, because y'all used to make fun of us for being nerds. We're like, oh, you gotta go sing your little
Rightfully
opera.
so. Nerd ass.
God.
Johann Sebastian Bach listening to ass.
So I think that's what it is. We're like, we have
Wolfgang
every right to
Puck
this thing.
ass.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Thorgy is
Your arch nemesis of season 8. Justice for Thorgy.
Thorgy and I did an entire season of First Impressions, which I think might be one of the best seasons I've ever done of the show, actually. It was real. We reviewed All Stars, no, UK 3?
With Tia Coffee, whatever Tia Coffee was on.
Yeah, was that Lauren Chaney
I think that was 2.
2. Jacob just nodded his head at 2 and 3. Jacob just nodded his head. But whatever season Tia Coffee was on, that was the one that me and Thorgy did. It was so fucking funny.
Jacob
I remember
will
we were
send mixed
filming.
messages. It's the last thing you do. Jacob was like,
Jacob, you're very clear and concise, baby.
Okay, we reviewed season 2 with her, but we also
We reviewed season 2, but we also brought her back for another different watch read that we bought at Tia Coffee. And I think that's what Jacob was saying. Also, we did All Stars, the season that Sonique won.
yeah, because I was away filming Drag Race.
Yeah, and me and Thorgy always get ourselves in some fucking bullshit, saying something, and someone don't like us, and that's why Ginger don't like me, and that's why. But Tia Coffee and Thorgy like each other though.
Oh, so okay. Here's a question. So Thorgy Thor can show up to work drunk, and you, when I come to work just a little tipsy is a problem.
So wait, are you a little tipsy or are you sober? Which one is it? Were you overserved or are you a little tipsy or are you sober?
I was overserved, but I am fine now.
You're sliding back and forth on the scale.
Oh, so now we're making fun of my weight.
That was a good one. That was actually pretty impressive. When Thorgy shows up drunk, I call her out too. Every episode. Yeah. Yeah.
You're a fence rider. You're a fence rider. That's what you are. You're a fence rider.
Let me write that fence, Daddy. I love Thorgy. Thorgy is truly, and she's from Ronkonkoma, Long Island, and she is y'all. I'm telling you right now, if you want to, like, I think Thorgy, however you think Thorgy acts, that really is it. It's not an act.
Agreed. I would agree with that. Thorgy Thor is.
It's for real. That's really how she is.
I love Thorgy though. Thorgy Thor was the first drag show I saw. Jasmine Rice Elevation and I, we were in Caramore summer opera program together, and then we figured out each other watched Drag Race, and then we were like, we should go to a drag show, and I was like, oh my god, what show? And she like looked up, we saw a show at the Ritz. So we showed up to the Ritz that night. We went to Forever 21, got some cheap dresses, went to MAC, got some Ruby Woo lipstick, showed up to showed up to the Ritz, and there was a flood on the main floor. So the show was being held on the second floor. And it was Thorgy, Azrea, Leopolitan, Lily Heavenly, and someone else, Jasmine Rice, and myself. And there was just the 5 of us just there.
That's not true. That Thorgy's not the first drag show you saw. It was Peppermint at your college when you were Ferocious Couture.
But that was like, this is a drag show. This is like Peppermint coming to a college to like.
Oh, you said Pep show's not a drag show.
This is Peppermint coming to a college to like.
Pepper's doing a little ditty, but Thorgy's a show.
Doing a pageant for like some like snot-nosed freshmen in high school, like, you know.
Have you ever seen Thorgy Twisted?
The drunkest I've seen Thorgy was we were both in Queen, and one night after Queen got done, and Thorgy was just at the bar, and she had 2 bears in both hand, in one bear in each hand, and then I asked her about, because it was Thursday night. I was like, "Oh, girl, you gonna go to the Ritz? What? Or another bar in the area?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. Yeah, I'm gonna come." And then I was like, "Okay, work." I was like, "Can I get a ride with you over there?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah." And so she was just like 20 minutes later passed. I was like, "Oh, girl, we still gonna go to see the show?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna come. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna come." Mhm. And then, girl, an hour passed. I was like, "I have to go." So I just got in the cab and I went home. And I don't know what happened to Thorgy that night. She made it though.
Thorgy, Thorgy has some fucking ovaries on her, some balls on her, some fucking cojones on her, some eggs on her. She will say anything to anyone. When we worked at Lucky Chang's together, there was a new manager, and the new manager was like, so there were these girls who worked at the downtown location, and then girls who joined at the midtown location. Me and Thorgy were amongst the girls who joined at the midtown location.
The new bitches.
And this new manager came in. Her name was Bobsy. Bobsy said, "I'm going to interview all the new girls and make sure to see if you guys are good enough to stay on staff here." And then Thorgy said, what new girls?" He's like, "I'm going to interview all the new girls." And Thorgy said, in front of everyone, Thorgy said, "I'm not new. You're new. This is your first day. You're the new girl." And we were like, "Oh my, what is happening?" And she kept the job.
I love
Thorgy said, "You're new, bitch. You're new.
I'm not
The
new.
fuck you think this is, bitch?" And then one time, there was this queen from Boston who
Layla?
came to the Ritz with with violence, the exclamation, and someone else. Anyway, she was this queen who came and she did this like Rihanna number with this umbrella and stuff. And Leah Politan used to collect the tips, and then Leah would collect your tips and then she'd hand them to you. And Leah, there was never any understanding that she never stole anything from me or anyone else. Leah would collect your tips and she'd give them to you. And then this queen was like, these aren't all my tips. These are not all my tips. I made at least $200 there. And Thorgy was like, "Well, that's not true." She goes, "I made at least $200. And she goes, "Okay, let me double check something real quick. Bob, how much did you make? You did 2 numbers. How much did you make?" I was like $60. She was like, "Okay, Azrael, how much did you make? You did 2 numbers. How much did you make?" She goes, "About 60, $50. She goes, "Okay, how about you over here? How much did you make?" Lily Heavenly. I did 1 number. I made about $30. She goes, "Okay, so let me get this clear. You think in your 1 number, you made more money than Bob, Azrael, Lily Heavenly, and myself combined on your 1 little Rihanna number?" And then she was like, "Take your tips." I was like, this is... Thorgy's like, gather around, everyone. Let's talk to this bitch.
With them damn dreadlocks swinging too.
Thorgy is hilarious. Anyway, shout out Thorgy.
Let's go on to the next queen, who was one of the villains of season 8, Derek Barry, who I have come to love. Okay. But
Truly
Barry,
lovely.
now I didn't love on season 8 because she was finally with my best friend, and I was like, I don't like that white, ugly, pasty, fucking Britney Spears boogie bitch.
Jesus Christ.
And I didn't like her. But then I met Derek. But then Derek Barry and I did a gig together at Club Feathers in New Jersey. I was hosting the show, and they brought Derek Barry on, and I was like, Derek, everything Bob said about you is not true. You're actually really nice, and I really like you. And she was like, "Oh, thank you, Monet. You know, Bob is blah, 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 blah." And Derek and I became friends since then. And I've liked
everything I said about her. What did I love Derek Barry.
I'm not going to say it on the podcast. I'm not going to get into it. That's your business. But anyway.
You just want to lie when they go, da, 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 da. And then she was like, da, 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 da. You couldn't make up the lie fast enough. And then she was like, da, 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 da.
And so I love Derek Barry. Derek Barry is great. She is such a great Britney Spears impersonator. Like, I've seen videos of fucking Derek Barry, and you cannot tell me it was not Britney Spears. Like, I thought it was Britney fucking Spears. I'm not even saying this for the fucking camera. Like, she looks so good.
In terms of drag impersonators, I'm going to say the top ones for me are Chad Michaels as Cher, Derek Barry as Britney Spears,
Monet,
and honestly, back in the day, I don't think she does anymore, but back in the day, Delighted to Be Here as Adele. There are moments where I was like, damn, this bitch looks like Adele. And even the performance, everything. She was Adele down. But her name was, at the time, I think was Roxy Seymour Cox.
Delighted to Be, I didn't see that. Delighted to Be Here. There was... Delighted to be in
She listens to the podcast, so continue.
well, Delighted to be and Pixie had a show together. They had a duet show together at Hardware Bar. And then they would have this show. And then Delighted to be, she used to do like sometimes male impersonation. And Pixie would get so upset when she would do her all and get this amazing fucking look together. And they all said they're gonna do impersonations. And Delighted to Beer would show up as a man. Pixie would be like, so heated at this bitch.
Yeah, because she did Bob Ross and Ozzy Osbourne, right? Yeah.
And one time she did Where's Waldo? And I remember walking into Hardware. When I tell you, Pixie was heated. Her blood was fucking boiling. She was like, just over. I mean, I'll be mad too. If we're doing an impersonation show and I spent 2 hours to look like Whitney Houston and you come in here with just a curly wig on and glasses.
We saw you look like Whitney Houston. That took you 2 hours? That took 2 hours?
Everybody on mute.
What did you spend? What did you spend after you did your makeup? What did you do with the other hour and 30 minutes?
And you show up with a red and white striped sweater, some glasses, and a blue hat on, talking about you some Where's Waldo? I would be mad too.
I like Delighted. I think Delighted. Oh, we're not talking about Delighted.
Yeah, that's Mike Tyson, baby.
Wait. Jacob just pulled up a picture. Right. Wait.
What? I look just like Mike Tyson. What do you?
What's on the screen? All these queens doing hours of work, and you come in as Mike.
Excuse me, I had to draw that tattoo on my face.
Monet said, if I put in hours and hours, then you come in with a little bit of glasses.
I had to draw that tattoo on my face.
Jacob ate you up with this.
I put that tattoo on my face. I put a gold tooth on. I made my gap. What are you talking about?
And Delighted put on some glasses. She put on some makeup. She wore a sweat. Monet's like, I put on a jacket. I put on a gold tooth. You act like that took you a long time.
It did. The tattoo is hard to do.
Bitch, that tattoo is not good, and you know it's not.
You know, every time we have talked about your work on Drag Race, I have praised you. I have talked
That
about
is not true.
And then you take every chance that you can to.
I'm looking at Raja as Madam, Monet as Mike Tyson or something. If I got dressed up,
Raja just stuck a prosthetic on her face.
I'm screaming. Jacob is gathered. Yeah, gather her, Jacob.
See, y'all, this
overserved ass bitch.
This podcast. They always team up with me. And yeah, thank you for all the monation and sometimes the bobbleheads that see this.
You don't need them today, baby. You don't need the monation today. Y'all better rise up strong, honey. Anyway, Derrick Barry, I love her. Go see Derrick Barry in Vegas. I'm gonna dub this now. In my opinion, Derrick Barry is the queen of Vegas. Fight your mama.
No, Hot Chocolate is the queen of Vegas. How dare you?
Oh, Hot Chocolate is the queen of Vegas. You're right. Actually, I told Derrick Barry, I said, Hot Chocolate's queen of Vegas. You're the next in line. I actually did tell you. You're right. You ate that. Hot Chocolate is Larry Edwards.
That ate it up and ate it and gave it back.
Yeah. Let's go on to one of the most beloved queens and one of the best performers of RuPaul's Drag Race. R.I.P. to the amazing and wonderful Miss Chi Chi DeVayne.
She looks so beautiful in this promo picture.
Do you have any stories about Chi Chi DeVayne?
Yes. So again, Bobby on season 8. Like I went to the Stage 48 premiere when the premiere party at New York City at Stage 48, and all the girls. I'm upstairs with all the girls. Who I first met Kim and Naomi for the first time, and then they were like moving them downstairs to like introduce them to the audience, and then it was just myself, Chi Chi. So I think Derek and like my friend and someone else's friend upstairs, and she was waiting for the next elevator, and I was like, Chi girl, you because she was sitting on the couch while the rest of us was standing and waiting for the elevator. I was like, girl, the elevator about to come. I was like, you need any help? She's like, girl, I ain't even tug. And then she
good, I ain't even tug. Oh, I love
the elevator and went to the thing. I was like, work.
I mean, she is from Ratchet City in Louisiana. She's from Shreveport, Louisiana. And truly, truly amazing. I mean, just Google Chi Chi DeVayne backflips. I told you all, look up Chi Chi DeVayne and Kenny Davenport performing together. Truly, truly a life-changing experience. Even watch it on the internet. I didn't even see it in person. I just saw it on the internet. She was so sweet, so kind. Everyone loved her. Everyone loved her, truly.
We did a bunch of
and she passed away of scleroderma, which is a disease that can affect your immune system and your joints.
Yeah.
And I just remember her, like some of her last posts on I think I remember her last post. It was really sad. It was like she was like, "Y'all, I'm gonna beat this. Don't worry about this." And then the next thing, then she passed on us.
Yeah.
So I just really love Chi Chi DeVane so much. Shout out to Chi Chi and Chi Chi's family and friends. Um, just a great queen, a
Mm-hmm.
fucking great queen. I remember one time we were sitting backstage and Chi Chi said, "Dang, Naomi look like she got some good butt."
Right.
I will never forget that. Naomi like she got some. We were sitting backstage for the Bitch Perfect challenge. Naomi was wearing them little uh uh
G-strings, thongs.
no, it was a jeans, but the jeans were like ass cheeks were hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Her little baby cakes were hanging out. She was like, "Dang, Naomi, you got some good butt." She has so many quotes. I just remember. I just love her. I love Chi Chi DeVane. Shout out to Chi Chi. And by the way, Chi Chi was a really good singer and songwriter. By the way,
Yeah,
too.
she's a great singer. She sang on a Christmas tour one time. And I was like, oh my God, she can like really sing.
She has so many fucking talents. And speaking of good butt, we should go on to the queen with the good booty.
I love this woman so much. Mom and I have not minced words about our love and appreciation for Naomi fucking Smalls. Just so like effortlessly beautiful and cool and like fierce. And I just love Naomi Smalls. Like Naomi is the same every time you meet her. Like she is never anything phony and never anything fake. She's always down to clown, always down to help. And she like when we did my makeup to be blue, that blue thing, she just happened to FaceTime me. And she's like, "What y'all doing?" I was like, Bob, we're doing this thing." And she's like, "You guys need help?" And Naomi came over to Bob's apartment and sat there for 5 hours gluing stones to my head because we were like, "Hey, we need help with this." She just came over, just dropped what she was
And if you
doing.
all look at that video of her doing the pit stop with Bianca, that was the next morning.
Yes, she had to do that the next day when she was in the neon.
And she looks stunning. She's truly. They have her height wrong on this thing. She's not 6'5". She is tall, but she's not 6'5". She's like 6'3", 6'4" at the most, but not 6'5". But she is truly legs for days from Redlands, California. And she's been on. I mean, obviously, she came back for All Stars. And how was competing with her? We both had the pleasure of competing with Naomi.
Great. I was this when Naomi and I locked in on our friendship. Like doing All Stars 4 with her, I just fell in love with her because she was just so graceful and just so good. And I mean, honestly, I'm gonna say this, I said it before in another stuff. Naomi was robbed of so many wins on All Stars 4. Naomi should have won the Jersey Justice Challenge. We all know that. And Naomi, there was another one before that she should have won, but they just like Snatch Game. They just played in her face. Like Naomi was so good. She was so funny.
I coached her on Snatch Game. No, Naomi is amazing. She should honestly she should have tied with Trinity. She was robbed of that. One time I was pitching this cartoon I was trying to sell.
Why are you such a mean person to me?
It's fun. One time I was pitching this cartoon I was trying to sell, and Kim Chi agreed to do a voice on the show. And we were in this meeting. I think it was with HBO. And then I was like, we have voices attached. We have Kim Chi is a queen that we have attached to do a voice. And late in the meeting said, "Oh, I love Kim Chi. She was robbed." And I was like, "Oh."
She said what we all be thinking.
I said, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm.
We just gather my belongings and step out the door.
Black.
No, I love Naomi. Naomi is truly. I love this queen. She's so. Y'all don't understand. I don't think you all have a understanding of how truly professional Naomi Smalls is.
Yeah, very professional.
Truly a through and through professional for realsies.
I love Naomi.
For realsies.
I love that bitch so much. She's so great. She's so fierce.
Let's hop on over to
Kimberly Chai Tea Latte.
A girl who is eating the makeup game with her remarkable makeup brand. Kimchi. Yeah. Kimchi is from she hails from wonderful Chicago, or Michigan, actually. She hails from LA by way of Chicago, by way of
Michigan.
by way of South Korea, by way of Michigan.
Wait, why did you go in that order? What?
Because that's the order she moved around in.
She was in Michigan, she went to South Korea, then she came to Chicago, and then she went to LA?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Kimchi was a staple in the Chicago drag scene.
Oh yeah,
Like
for
she was
sure.
a
She
staple
helped
for
make it what
real.
it is.
Her, I would say some of the staples from the drag race world are her, Shay, the Vixen,
T-Rex.
T-Rex. I mean, from the drag race world.
Oh,
Her, Shay, the Vixen,
Kamara Hall.
Naisha Lopez,
Come on.
Kamora, and Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Not even.
Well, because Silky's not really from Chicago. Silky's from Mississippi. So like I think she
You're
was
from
in
Clayton
Chicago for a
County.
while.
So are you stable with the Clayton County drag scene?
I don't know that, but I think that Silky did drag
I think
I didn't do drag in Atlanta. I mean, I didn't start drag there, and also Dita Ritz as well.
Dita Ritz. Yeah. Kimchi is great. Kimchi was one of the queens. We said it before. Like she was one of the queens going to Drag Race who had so many followers. So like a lot of people knew about Kimchi before she got on the show. She's also so back in the day, Drag Race used to do these lists, or not Drag Race. Fans used to do these like lists. They would vote on who you want to see on Drag Race next, and Kimchi was always at the top of it with like because she has so many followers and so many like before Drag Race, Kimchi had like 50,000 followers, which was like wild back in the day. Like, oh my god, you have 50,000 followers! It was crazy.
Yeah, and she is, I mean, one of the best makeup artists to ever come out of RuPaul's Drag Race, and she is a fucking fierce competitor, y'all. Y'all don't get it. Kimchi is a fucking fierce competitor. She was truly tough to go up against.
I remember that acting challenge, the RuCo's Empire. I just remember Kimchi's wig. It was like an asymmetrical, like blunt bob. It was weird.
I'm like, she's a fierce competitor when they was like, but with a shitty wig on.
Kimchi is one of my closest friends in drag, out of drag race girls, and Kimchi comes over to her game nights often. I go over to hers often. I love Kim a lot. Kim is really funny. She's also very sweet and just a very kind person. All like Naomi, also just very down and like always like just a great friend to have. I love Kim.
Fun fact about Kimchi: Kimchi has a big ass head. Like a physically large head.
A real big head. Kimchi with a real big head.
With a really big head. She talks about it all the time. She actually, if you're able to get a large wig from Wigs and Grace, the company, it's because they made that wig custom for Kimchi's head. That's a fact. They made their wigs custom for Kimchi's head, and now they have large wigs because of Kimchi.
Also, the way Kim describes and talks about food, I think it's like, I was like, oh yeah, girl, I went to Jacob's Pickle and I had that sandwich. And she's like, no, she's like, no, Monet, you have to try this. Like, it's so buttery and creamy, and the way that when you bite it, and how the chicken begins to melt, and the way that the butter, the biscuit is always so fluffy and just right, and it's always just perfectly cooked. It is chef's kiss. I feel like
she also has a great way of recommending food to you based on what you like. Like she'll recommend it. It's not based on her own thing. Like she'll hear what you say, then she'll recommend something, and it's always spot on. She could have been the Keith Lee. She could have been the gay Keith Lee.
She could be the gay Kim. She still can.
Fang Young.
But how many things she gonna be successful at?
You know what? You're right. She's done enough.
She's done enough.
Monet, we have time for one more, or do we have time for this one?
I think we have time for this one. We have about 45 seconds. Let's get it done. Bob the Drag Queen. Bob the Drag Queen won season 8, and please stop moving around your fucking camera. Fucking stop, please. Bob the Drag Queen is obviously I know the co-host of this podcast and my bestest friend. When Bob got on season 8, New York City was very excited. We know when she disappeared from all 7-Eleven at her gigs, and she was gone. So we all knew that she was on the show, and we all knew you would do very well, and we were all very proud of you. You made New York very proud, and you were a staple in the New York City drag scene, and you did that, girl.
I don't like that they don't have New York City anywhere on my little profile. That's weird to me.
Yeah, that is weird, but this is what it is.
But they don't even have Atlanta. I mean, I was born in Atlanta. I was born in Columbus. I would say my hometown is Atlanta. And then I would say there should be some in New York City in here somewhere. I lived in New York City longer than any city I've ever lived in.
But they don't have that. The things are birthplace, hometown, and location. And your birthplace
No,
is
but go back to Kim. Go back to Kim's. Go back to Kim's. Kim got fucking see. Kim probably fucking knows somebody over here. Kim got 2 hometowns. She got Michigan and South Korea. Wasn't even born in South Korea. Fake ass South Korean. And then she got Chicago and Los Angeles. So who Kim know over at the Drag Race Wiki page?
Anyone, you can go in there and change it right now.
Well, then change it for me. Damn. Because you know how to do it. It's so easy. Do it.
Well, it says I gotta sign. I don't have a Drag Race Wiki account. You got to sign in.
Oh, I'm not worth signing up for a wiki account.
Yeah, ain't your little Wade from Kim Possible there? Make him do it. Make Genki do it.
I don't make Jacob do things. I ask Jacob to do things. That's how I really. I don't know how you and Andy yell at each other and scream back and forth. Me and Jacob, we communicate and talk.
We do that.
That's what we do over here. We hold hands and talk.
Y'all do not hold hands, please.
We hold hands sometimes.
Yeah, not when y'all talking.
Jacob,
you and Jacob, y'all do not even do PDA. You said many times that you're not about PDA. PDA is holding hands in public.
Okay, I didn't say in public. We hold hands in the privacy of our own home.
So y'all just be sitting in your house holding hands.
Sometimes Jacob holds my hand, but Jacob also So Jacob's hands are small, so when we hold hands like this, it kind of hurts my fingers. I can't explain it, but because of my hands are so much larger than his, so I prefer that Jacob holds my thumb.
What in the Iron Giant?
Jacob will hold my thumb. Or if we're in a car, if we're in the backseat of an Uber, I'll put my hand underneath his. Like I'll just put my hand face down underneath his leg.
Y'all are such an odd couple.
Wait, why?
What?
Shit, we got my little Kim Possible popping off over here. And now the Drag Race Wiki is it? It's not updated yet for me.
Yeah, it's not updated, Jacob. You ain't. Listen, Jacob might work hard, but the World Wide Web work harder.
There it is. Yes, honey, exactly. Motherfucker, hometown, New York, motherfucking city, Brooklyn. Stand the fuck up.
You're not from Brooklyn. New York. You're from Manhattan.
I just like Brooklyn. Stand the fuck up. It's just fun. So there's a point in the show where I used to go, and I need you all to put your hands together for the icon, the innovator, the regulator. She's the only one who makes the noise for Madonna. We were in Italy. I learned to say it in Italian. I told you about that one already, right? I said Milano, l'icona, l'innovatrice, la regina, tutti super Madonna. And then Madonna was like, when we got back to America, she was like, we were her. She goes, she was like, come up with something new. Like, I'm sick of hearing that. Come up with like different things. So last night at Barclays, I said, Brooklyn, stand the fuck up. So there's videos of me going, Brooklyn, stand the fuck up. She's not just the icon. She's not just the innovator. She's your mother. Make some noise for Madonna. But it was very fun to yell, Brooklyn, stand the fuck up on stage. That was really fun for me.
You know, each borough has like, they're like rapturous, right? Obviously, Brooklyn, we got Kim.
Who's that Island?
Hold on. Brooklyn got Kim. Queens got Nicki. Bronx got Cardi. Manhattan, I will say Azalea from Harlem.
Azalea Banks.
Yeah, Azalea Banks. But yes, Staten Island don't got nobody.
Tomas is a great rapper. Tomas is a great non-binary rapper who they're underground. They're underground. They're very underground.
I mean, they have Big Ange.
Big Ange's not a rapper.
She had a song technically.
Staten Island. Well, maybe Megami will release a track.
Anyway, do you have anything you want to say about yourself? I'm very proud of your work on RuPaul's Drag Race, Bob. And you know, when you won, I remember standing at Pieces Bar because you didn't tell me. Well, you didn't know either. Well, he did know.
I did not know. You've won Drag Race. You know that we don't know.
And I knew.
You lying.
I knew. And then,
go back and look at the footage of Monet looking pissed off that she died, and tell me her good, and then compare that to her acting challenge, and tell me if you think her acting skills are that good.
Anyway, when you won, I remember standing at Pieces Bar downtown on a Monday night, and I was just crying at Pieces Bar when you won because I was so proud of the work you did on that season.
I appreciate that. I don't have anything to add to myself because it feels unfair. No one else got that. No one else got to contribute about themselves on the podcast, so I'll refrain.
And when it's my turn, give me that same fucking energy I just gave you.
We'll do that when we get to All Stars. But on 10, I'm gonna give the 10 review. Yeah, big dog. On 10, we're giving the season 10 review, baby. No, we're not. We're obviously not doing All Stars because that would be doubling up. But maybe we should throw in. We should do the Vivian at some point because she was on Drag Race in America.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do the Vivian, the Viviana.
All right, Monet. We got through a whole season. Well, we got through a part of a season because we were already 2 in.
That's what I want to know. I be coming in here with full intent to do this. You love derailing us and tangentializing our fucking experience.
Go back to the beginning of the podcast, y'all. Just listen to Monet. Go back to the beginning of the podcast.
I was trying to get on. You kept on hyper focusing on me having one drink at the bar earlier today.
Wait, okay, were you overserved or was it one drink?
One drink.
How big was this one drink?
One drink. It was a big go. It was a big drink.
Monet, you will lie on these people. These people get their whole business shut down because of you. Pink Iceland about to get this whole bar about to get shut down. Monet telling people that these niggas selling big gulps and 1 gallon drinks.
It's not.
The shows were boring. You will fall asleep. You'll be overserved.
Oh my God, you're so silly.
This is and not only that, you could have just had a drag show. You called out the specific queen. You're like, she's from Portland. She's been there for 20-something years. We know whose boring ass show you were at. This is crazy.
Anyway, I love my time here in Iceland. Shout out to Birna. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Hannes. Shout out to
a little too much beer. Beer. Instead of beer, no. How about enough beer?
And I've had such a great time. I can't talk about Iceland enough. It was such a great time. I love Pink Iceland.
You can't talk about it without slurring. That's for sure.
I'm gonna move into Iceland. I had such a good time.
Not that you'd remember. All right, y'all. We'll be back and we'll be kicking off with season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race on the next installation. And of course, quick reminder to you all, we will be reviewing. We will be talking about. We're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. We'll be reviewing season 16 over on our YouTube page, but we'll be reviewing Untucked exclusively. We'll be reviewing Untucked exclusively on the Patreon. Bitch, you are. Say goodbye to everyone.
Bye, guys.